that we were only a few steps behind. Trump card updated organizer. One more thing, Detective Gumshoe. I'm entrusting this to you. A tape. This is what I was talking about earlier. During the KGA incident, Faraday had this in his possession. This important, definitive piece of evidence. So don't lose it, Detective. But I thought it was stolen. How did you get... The person who stole it from us 10 years ago was a man by the name of Ernest Amano, the Amano Group, and he had it locked and hidden away for all this time. But we forced him to tell us where it was, finally, after the other day's kidnapping case. Videotape added to court organizer. The video. The same one. Didn't come any close, I'm warning you. This is the same video from what Mr. Portsman, the prosecutor, tried to conceal from me. Of course. That got stolen, and it seemed that even he was caught up in the ringleader's web. Miles, preparing to take down the boss someday. And the video was his insurance policy. The last piece of evidence. That's the prosecutor comes in. He was to retrieve the video. On top of that, apparently instructed to sneak into her office and steal the trump card. You saw it for yourself, right? The card that told him to preserve the evidence. That card was not the card of the Argrasu, but rather a directives card from the ringleader to Mr. Portsman. Precisely, the two people together make for a strong weapon of whoever holds them. To withhold from me. And the one who stole from my office last night. Both pieces are illegal to me. Either one of them. You use them or not is your decision. But then they will be of help to you when you take on someone who's above the law, outside the court. So they may not be useful now, but outside the court they'll be like a great trump card. Is the boss one of those who cannot be brought down by the court that Mr. Faraday spoke of? Might be. Detective Bad, there is no limits to the law, for it is the people who determine the limits of them. You still insist on that, even now? Really are something else, Edgeworth. I leave the rest in your hands, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Now then, Detective Gumshoe, the handcuffs. It's time to lock up the last remaining member of the Argrasu. He's bring himself to justice. Pops, it had to be done. Don't ever look your detective spirit like I did. Pops, what's happening? Just get it done, Pud. And just like I told you, do not get emotional. Be involved. Now, let's go. Yes, sir. He takes me into custody. He is one of the Autocross members. Farewell, Detective Bad. And thank you. Is it really the end of the legend? No. To be continued. We're not finished yet. There's still a little bit more. Oh. So we're still not finished. Okay, just a little bit more. Now we'll stop here. May 15th, midnight. So now we know who the Autocross really was. Of course, it wouldn't end off in a cliffhanger like that. And yet, there remains much more to this case that needs to be resolved. Possible for me to smoking them in, huh? To open a new line of investigating and just aspect alone. Before we can do that, I'd like to go through my investigation once more. Necessary evidence rearranged, removed. Remaining evidence has been left rearranged. CCR here. Oh, they could play the tape on that. If they needed this piece of evidence from the KJ incident, hidden from sight 10 long years ago. I just know that this is related to the current case somehow. If you could please play the tape. Yep, gotta stop there. Save the data. Rearrange the screenshots, and I'll see you in a few hours, my fellow prosecutors and defense attorneys and detectives. Objection! Eureka!